Hey, young people. I had to do a follow-up on this one because someone sent me a link to the interview of the DA that charged this cop. And I made a slight little comment, an innuendo, that this DA charged him for political reasons. But after hearing this guy talk, even if there is political reasons, he sounds like a pretty square dude. So let's look at his interview. Also, I added up here, I meant to cover that when I did this article and I forgot. National Highway Transportation data shows, remember, whatever they tell us is always less than what it really is, that cops killed 455 people from chasing people in 2020. 455 people. No problem. We blame the criminal. We blamed everything else except the cops that broke the law and that didn't try to protect. Meanwhile, all those cops are out there writing you tickets telling you they want to keep you safe. They don't care about keeping you safe. Stop the lie. Let's listen to this DA.
Attorney in West Baton Rouge Parish believes the officer who killed 2 teens was hyped up on adrenaline when he plowed into the car over the weekend.
Now, when I heard this, I was like, how the hell do you know he's hyped up? He'll make a statement here that gives away his case on why he came to that conclusion, which is good, because I want to know how you reach a conclusion.
Michael, Sylvia, we have made an editorial decision not to show the moment of
they've
impact.
made an editorial decision to protect us. They saw it because they're the news people, and they can handle it. They can see it, but they want to protect you. Freaking media and government are hand in hand in keeping America dumbed down. You ought to see the impact of the crash. People ought to be outraged. You keep hiding all the destruction of government. If the guy had blown up a building, you'd show the building. Oh yeah. But when government destroys 2 lives, we want to protect you. I'm so tired of our crooked media.
Tyquel Zanders, who started the chase, remains locked up in the West Baton Rouge Parish Jail on manslaughter charges. Meanwhile, the Addis cop who was chasing him is in the same jail tonight.
This is one of 3 videos obtained by the WBRZ investigative unit that was used to arrest Addis police officer David Cauthron. The video shows a white sedan zooming through a red light. A few seconds later, an Addis police unit slams into a sedan, killing 2 teens.
So I tried to do this frame by frame, and it's pretty. So I'm not sure who saw. This is when you have red lights this far away from an intersection, you would think that you have more time to clear all this. But once you start rolling, you kind of lose track that you're going through a dangerous intersection. And the other day, after doing this video, I went through a couple intersections, and after I got through it, I went, shit, I didn't even look. I could have been plowed through there. I didn't even look. Usually I try to clear, and a lot of people say I always clear an intersection. You may try and you may want to, but you go through intersections sometimes and you don't clear it because you have this presumption that people are going to follow the law, especially cops.
A few seconds later, an Addis police unit slams into a sedan, killing 2 teens.
This guy was smoking speeding. I mean, it is, look how far. If he'd have been right here, now somebody will say that she should have paid attention, she should have saw, whatever. You know how teenagers are, they don't pay attention. I can't even see his lights, first of all. I don't know if it's siren on. It should have been. But, damn. Such a shame. And now they want to cut this out. They don't want to show the explosion and the body parts flying and all the carnage that this cop did, that government did. No. We want to protect you when government causes destruction. But we'll show you when other people do it because we want to paint them as the bad guy. I guarantee you, if this was a freaking January 6th Trump supporter, we would see the whole video over and over on every station.
Teens. We've frozen the video before the crash because it's much too graphic to show on TV.
Too graphic.
The video shows the officer going at an extraordinarily high rate of speed before the crash.
The video and the dash cam are dead.
I can tell this guy, he's like, and look, he knows he's on TV. He's a DA. He's an attorney. So there's a certain amount of bullshit, but he's pretty funny when he gives this interview. I like the guy.
West Baton Rouge District Attorney Tony Clayton says Tyquel Zanders is ultimately responsible for this entire mess after he led law enforcement on a chase through 2 parishes.
He led. Actually, law enforcement decided and chose to chase him. Even though we were told when they stood outside while kids were getting killed in Uvalde and 80 cops or 77 cops stood outside for an hour and let unarmed children be killed by one 17-year-old punk with a gun, we were told they have no duty to act and it wasn't their fault. Here, they have no duty to act, but we're blaming the guy that led the chase. It's just absurd how they have people believing that, and I have had people in the comments, man, this was a serious felony. I don't care what the felony is. This is bullshit. I've chased guys. I've probably been in more chases than most cops. I guarantee you, working on a task force and auto theft, that's all we did was chase vehicles. I never had an accident. I never killed anybody. So this bullshit, when these cops get out here and do this shit, it just pisses me off. Because I've almost lost guys, and I have lost guys because I slowed down at intersections because I didn't want to kill somebody.
You will face potentially up to 100 years in prison. I'm talking about the defendant driver. But if you're to hold him accountable for his actions, and the officer was also complicit in it, then he must be held accountable.
I agree 100%. Good for him. I just hope he applies that standard to everybody and not just this case.
And that's all folks are asking for.
But Clayton also says it was gross negligence on the part of the Addis
gross negligence.
officer who was sworn to uphold and protect the laws.
The deaths of 2 teens in Addis following a police pursuit and other deaths in recent years due to police chases are once again calling police chase protocols into question. An expert says those who have blue lights
you get the same thing every time they do this. Man, if we can't chase, everybody will just run. So what? There's plenty of criminals. People running across the borders. We're not chasing everybody breaking the law coming across the border. Well, this bullshit that if you stop chasing criminals, every criminal will run. Maybe they will. Illinois doesn't chase. The state of Illinois has a no chase policy. They don't chase people. They don't have people running away all the time.
An obligation to stop or slow down at red lights. In this case, over the weekend, that did not happen.
Part of that character is to be able to control your adrenaline.
This guy's final statement on this is freaking hilarious. I started laughing. I busted up.
He got caught up in his adrenaline. And that adrenaline caused him to have tunnel vision. And that tunnel vision ultimately resulted in those children losing their lives.
He's going to be good in front of a jury. He's been in front of a jury 2 times because he knows how to talk to the people. I mean, he believes what he's saying, or at least he's convincing me he believes what he's saying.
And that tunnel vision ultimately resulted in those children losing their lives. And the bright line rule from these pursuits, is that blue lights don't give you the power to part the red.
So he is holding government accountable, and I like that. I just don't know if it's motivated by doing the right thing and what's fair, or is it motivated by something else?
Clayton calls the video captured on camera and the actions of Cauthron some of the worst video he's ever seen.
When the public...
This is where he lays out his case. When he says when the public, he's talking about when the jury sees this video. This cop's going to be screwed.
Actions of Cauthron some of the worst video he's ever seen.
When the public and when the triers of facts see the totality of the evidence, particularly his actions, moments before the accident.
Particularly his actions moments before. They have body cam of this guy going, fuck yeah! Yeah, I'm gonna get this guy, fuck yeah! Oh shit, we're going! They got something bad on this guy. This guy made some serious statements. I'm just predicting this from his statement right here.
Particularly his actions, moments before the accident or the impact, his comments and his demeanor, goldfish will stop swimming.
So I'm going to guess he might have used the N-word and saying, I'm going to catch this blah, 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 or I'm going to freaking kick this guy's ass or something. He made some pretty damning comments, which again would show why this decision was made. To me, I don't care if he was silent and we didn't hear one word of what he said. He still should be charged. But the fact that this DA thinks goldfish are going to stop swimming when the jury hears all the shit he said, they got some damning evidence on this cop. And this cop is probably going to prison. But I guess we'll see. I got to hear
goldfish will stop swimming. That's how damning it is.
Cauthron is being held on a $100,000 bond.
All right, I wanted to do a follow-up on that video. So y'all have a good one, and we'll see what happens.